All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you there, Patrick, for that update. We do have some sunshine, and well, I'll tell you what, last night, we had a bunch of those afternoon and evening thunder showers roll through the area as we got ready for the evening, caused some lightning damage around the area. Well, good morning, everyone. Check your time. We're at 9:38. KWN Today program, both on radio and television, streaming around the world anywhere on your ITV Chattanooga device, through Roku and Fire Stick and Apple TV and those smart TVs and smartphones. I tell you what, Commissioner, it's a little bit above my pay grade on most of that stuff. Good morning.
Yeah, a lot's changed in the last few years.
Yeah,
really, technology is amazing.
Hey, we grew up with three channels, 3, 9, and 12.
That's it.
And we had to go change we were the rotator of the antenna.
Had the pipe wrench on the old pipe out there to turn. Every channel you had to turn it a little bit to get it. I had a guy get in the truck the other day with me, my personal truck, one of them, and a young man. I say young, he's probably in his 20s, but he couldn't figure out how to roll a window down. He was looking for a button, and he had not actually been in a vehicle that actually had manual windows. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was kidding me, but he really wasn't. I thought, man, I don't know. We're living in different times, and things, just different.
That is true. And we grew up in the era that we were the remote.
That's true.
We had to go change the channel.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Put that on 12.
Yeah. But it's
what's coming on. So.
Yeah, John Gray and.
That's right, John Gray, and his flannel board weather map.
That's true.
It's good to reminisce sometimes.
Yep.
Dade County Executive Ted Rumley in the studio with us this morning at 20 away from the hour. It's the Newsmaker segment. He comes in every Thursday, kind of some things that are happening in the county as far as county government is concerned. And good morning, sir.
Good morning. Beautiful day out there. It's going to be humid, as you know, but at least it is a good weather. We've had some good weather through the weekend, but it's just been terribly hot. People need to be aware. I know I caution our road people and our people that work outside, Billy and all of them up on the lake, even though they're working up on Lookout, it's been miserably hot, terrible.
Yeah, what's the latest on that? And I had to go and because of a lightning strike to our FM tower on.
Yeah, you were telling me, yeah.
Yeah, and was out there last night and got to stop by the lake for the first time.
Yeah, they actually started laying pipe day before yesterday, and they've got 3 runs of pipe, a big 12-inch pipe. We've got one more run. There'll be 4 altogether, and that's the siphoning pipe that keeps the water level, to a Category 2 dam. In other words, when it comes up, if we do get a flood, it'll have 3 extra pipes there that will actually, pull the lake down or keep it down to that point. And so they're coming along really good. They're really, they're putting a lot of hours, long hours, but they're getting it done quick. We've got a meeting out there today with some of the engineers, and I've been on the phone this morning with Safe Dams people, keeping everybody up to date on. Everybody's very pleased, and like I said the other day, we're ahead schedule on it, and of course the quicker we get it done, the less it costs us. That's just pretty much. And so we've got. Thank goodness, that we've got the weather that's working with us, because when you're working, in a spillway like that, or when you've got water coming in, you could have we've been in it before in construction, be blown out with water, then you got to go back and hand work, pull your steel out and start all over, So everything looks good though. It's going real good. We've got to come down just a little bit lower with a lake between Monday and Tuesday, because they've got to put they've got these things that go on the end of the pipe. They're called bullets, that design, and that's kind of a strainer type thing. It goes on, and then we'll let the lake start coming back up. But we've got the aerators in the water. We're trying to protect the fish all we can. We've had DNR out there, or the EPD part of DNR, and so everybody's on board. It's going. Knock on wood now. Knock on wood. It's going really good,
Well, that's
we've got some hard-working people out there. I know that they're really putting.
That is good. And the aerators, and you may wonder why they had to do that. is because water level is extremely low, and you want to make sure it's much like a fish tank. You want to make sure that there's oxygen in the water.
Same thing.
It's putting that oxygen in for the
exactly.
Just like you would a fish tank.
The same thing, only it's just on a larger scale. Same thing. Yeah.
Same principle. The county commission met last Thursday night.
Correct.
And I got to hear some information from the 911 director about the state or the federal government, actually, through the CARES Act. Dade County is going to get a considerable amount of money between now and the end of the year to help litigate or navigate, I guess is the best word, through this COVID-19 process.
That's right. We the actual money was distributed to the state, and then the state they use their own. However they did that, they have never been explained. I don't know whether it's per capita or how they did this, but they're the ones that actually divided the money up per county. And Walker County, they're getting over $1 million, because they're a lot larger county than us. And what that's for is to spend on anything related that might have actually depleted our general fund or whatever that we had to spend related to the COVID-19. It can be, from having to buy, face masks to equipping our, like our offices, they're totally different now. We had to put shields in there, and we've got to redo the probate, or all of our judges' offices, everything in a courthouse, even where you come in. We're going to actually put a deal in there with the deputies and all that, that'll all have a different look to it, and all that'll be paid 100% out of this money, So it's really helping. It's helping because it's stuff that we're living in a different time. We think we get up, we think different. We've got to, because of this the pandemic that's going on, and it's not something that's going to go away tomorrow. So it's stuff that we have to do anyway. But thank goodness, that's some of your federal money that you've paid in that's coming back to our counties. That's coming back through it, and so it's a blessing. I mean, to every county. But it's sure helping us a lot. I know that.
I know that the school system earlier, they got their money a little earlier. They got about $340,000.
They did
through the CARES Act. So Dade County, the city of Trenton, I think is 114, something like that.
Yeah, a little over 100,000.
100,000. So looks like we're going to be close to maybe $1.2 million total.
If you get
city, county, and school, that's a considerable amount of money for just Dade County. So.
And it is, it's strictly to be spent. You've got to, cross your T's and dot your I's to be sure that it is spent on COVID-related, projects. Regardless, and it has to be approved before you do spend it. And so it's, but it's a good thing because you don't really think about how much money that you really can spend as a municipality or as a county, just trying to protect people from this. I mean, it's very expensive.
Absolutely. So that's a good thing. You can watch the entire meeting. We've got it up at. If you want to read the story about this, you can go to discoverdade.com. The Mountain Valley Independent, as Dade receives over $700,000. But at the bottom of that news story, the complete work session and the commission meeting is available. You can go back and watch it on our Facebook site, KWN News Now, or it's on YouTube and the KWN TV YouTube site as well. So you can watch the full meeting. You and I talked about this earlier this week, so I just want to bring it up. There was a gentleman that came and asked about the appraisal of his home, and of course, you got to go, the process of the commission. Obviously, as you and I talked about, a lot of people come and complain to you about the assessment values, but that's really an independent board that handles that.
Well, they are separate. Once we appoint the board,
right.
It was the commission or the politics, you might say, was taken away from that back in the early '80s, late '80s, middle '80s, somewhere in there. But because used to, we did have, control, hiring power over that office. But, there's a lot of things went on in Georgia, and they changed that. So, and people come in and they call, and we'll talk to Paula. But when it comes right down to it, that office, that's their job. That's and Paula and everyone in that office answers to the board of assessors, which is totally separate than a board of commissioners. But I have had some people, in the last few weeks that come in, and believe it or not, a lot of them, instead of complaining about their property being too high, I've had more really ill people at me about them being too low because they're trying to sell their property, and they pick it up there and they look, you know, the appraiser, or the people that are actually looking and buying, they pull our website up, and they may be asking $500,000 for a house in 10 acres, and we may have it on the books for maybe 220, or you know. So, but you know, that's something that's, you know, the bank appraisals and what our office, or her office, Paula's office, you need to have her explain to you that's totally different. You know, when you're looking, you know, they've got comparatives they do, and appraising is not my line of work. I don't do that, but you know, I'm telling people, I mean, I'll help you all I can, but we don't make that decision. That's not not what we do. We can't.
And a lot of people don't realize that that's I dare say that is a good thing, that it is an independent board that operates that.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the commission does appoint the members to that
That's
board.
correct.
And they probably don't get enough credit. That board, it's not just an appointment and show up to a meeting every month.
No,
they have to go to training. They have to keep up with the training. It's a commitment to be on the assessors board.
And being a board member, you know, your number's out there. I mean, you know, that we try to, well, we do. We appoint them from different parts of the county. You know, we have, you know, equal representation from North Dade, South Dade, or whatever. You know, City of Trenton. And so that district you live in, I mean, it's just, you know, if you really got problems, you know, that commissioner, you know, you can call and talk to him, or that board member, I'm sorry, you can call and talk to them, and they're, most of the calls they get, you know, are not really good calls. You know, they're people that are upset about something, you know, so it's, that's why it's so hard to find someone to serve on that board, because once they really look at it, the time you put into it, especially training and all, and then you've got to keep it up every year. You know, you've got to go, I think, like you just said, I mean, you've got to keep your time up on it, as far as, you know, and it's demanding, you know.
And it's
and
a truly thankless board.
It is. It really is. So, we appreciate what they do. They do the best they can, and you know.
I know some of the members on the board, but I don't know all of them. But you know, but if you know somebody that's serving on the board of assessors, tell them thank you.
Yeah.
Because they don't get, it's not a salaried position. They don't get a car to drive. You know,
No.
it's they do it because they love the county and want to be a part. But it's not a thank. It is sometimes a thankless position.
They get paid $50 a meeting, as they have, you know, a meeting. So that's, you know, considering the time they put into that, that's not a lot of money at all, really. But
not at all.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted because you and I talked about that earlier this week. You know, a lot of people, there again, they just didn't realize, I guess, some of the processes that has to take place, especially when you come to taxation.
But I do want to mention, before, I know I don't know how much time we got.
We got a few more
okay. I want to mention, you know, we do have our Thursday update at 3 o'clock. We're going to have several people on there today that'd be interesting to hear what they have to say. We're going to have Dr. Jan Harris, which is our superintendent. Today is the first day back at school, and so it'll be interesting to hear from her how things are going. Paula Stallings, she's working on our COVID-related people that's been actually displaced by the COVID-19 virus, and she'll give us a little update on that, what's going on. We'll have Reese Fawcett. He's going to be talking about our census, and we'll have Ansel Smith. Ansel is going to talk to us about a special event coming up. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. You can tune in and listen to Ansel, and he'll tell you what's going on. But it's really a touching, a special event that they're working on.
Absolutely.
And it really is. And so, you know, try to tune in at 3 o'clock. And if you miss it, you can watch it back on YouTube. And then, of course, Evan, he'll be running it. You know, quite frequently.
Matter of fact, I think Ansel and Carrie have been invited to be with us tomorrow morning on the show.
Yeah.
The event you're going to talk about, or they'll talk about, is actually going to take place this weekend. So
that's true.
Take a little thing to give you a tease on that. That'll be coming up this afternoon when they do the update at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
And also the elections, you know, that went smooth. Our runoff election, and you know, a lot of the new equipment. It was a lot of time and worry put into that, and the elections office there, Luana, and all the members there, and all, they did a good job. I didn't get any complaints, at all, really. And so everything went really smooth. And of course, the next one will be coming up in November. And just want to thank them for, you know, putting the hours and the effort in that they did. And I want to mention too, you know, I don't know whether any of you have seen any of these critters or not, but we're having a lot of people that's that's talked to me, and I've heard, just in the grocery stores, we've got a lot of people about snakes right now. It's real dry. Been a lot of poisonous snakes seen, especially copperheads, rattlesnakes. I know we've killed 2 there at the house, and yesterday there was one rattlesnake that ran over there right in front of right there at the driveway going in. He was a big snake. So they're really they're moving toward water. I know there was one down. A neighbor of ours, he saw one down at the creek there yesterday too, and his son was down there, and it was a big rattlesnake, and it moved on out, got out and away from
Cody, and I know you, Commissioner, know Cody, but he works here. And one day last week, early last week, he walked out the door to go next door to the store to get him a drink or something, and it wasn't 10 seconds. He was back in there, and he said, I don't do this very well. I hate snakes, but there's one laying right down here on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was.
You mean here in Trenton?
Between here and the barber shop, it was laying on the sidewalk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You walk
probably come out of that drain there, but probably
and,
that storm
and we
drain.
went next door, and one of the gentlemen at work, not Gary or Stan, but one of their employees, he said, "I'll go get it." So he went over there and got it. It was a non-poisonous,
oh, yeah.
but it doesn't matter at that point. I mean, it was a snake, but Cody done a U-turn, came right on back in.
Yeah, but they are just keep an eye out. Be cautious. Even if you're in the city, because it's that time of the year, and especially as dry as it is, it's just they're moving. And a lot of times they will strike at anything. When they get like this.
Well, now we are out of time.
Okay.
You got anything else to say, real quick?
No, just tune in today. We'll have an update on our COVID cases today at 3. And if you got any questions, my number is 667-8999, area code 423, or 657-4625. That's our office number. Right. Call me or any of the commissioners, and we're here. We're public servants. We work for you. So if we can help you anyway, just let us know. And we'll talk to you today at 3 o'clock.
Commissioner, thank you very much. Of course, Commissioner Rumley comes in every Thursday, Talk County Government, right here on News Radio 101.3 FM, 1420 AM. KWN. We'll be back.